So, guys, welcome back to campus. 8-3 finish last year with 8 straight wins. You had 7-1 record in the UMAC with a share of the conference championship. Can those marks be repeated this season?
I think it's going to take a lot of work, especially in this preseason, getting some of the freshmen used to what college football is like. Some of the sophomores are going to have to learn how to step up into bigger playing roles. I think it can be repeated. It's just going to take a lot of work with sophomores and younger players having to step up into bigger roles.
So you guys went 1-8 your freshman year. You went 6-4 as sophomores. You went 8-3 last year as juniors. What have you learned throughout your journey as an Eagle?
Well, I think that first season really kind of helped us learn how to deal with adversity and just fight through struggles that we were having. And these last 2 years have really showed us what it means and what it looks like to have strong senior leadership. So as a result of that, I think that's given me a motivation to really be committed to investing in the younger guys and trying to grow and build the team just from the get-go. And it's not about the wins and losses. We can have a great season with, nobody winning anything, but obviously that's not the expectation. So it's about investing in the guys and making sure everybody's giving it their all every single practice.
Evan Voelker, you're a 2-year starter on the offensive line. You have 2 returning all-conference running backs in Josh Sinnen and Chris Simon Wallace. How much pride do you take in their nearly 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns from 2012?
Well, those 2 are just great athletes and great backs on their own. But yeah, there is definitely that sense of pride and accomplishment in being a part of an offensive line that had just such a great running attack. I would say, it's, if anything else, it's just motivation to continue and try and see how good we can get them to be by the end of this season, because the offensive line won't get a credit whether they do good or poorly, but we want to make sure that those guys keep looking good.
What are the offensive keys to success for the team this year?
The key for the offensive success this year is really going to be learning about trying to work young players into new roles and making the most of the guys that we have returning and utilizing their skills. We have a new quarterback coming in, Jake Fletcher. He's got the skills, he's got the ability that he's going to be a great player, but it's going to be a growing process, learning just the different styles of being a quarterback and how to adjust to that. But we have great coaches who are going to be able to coach us up and figure out a new style of offense. I'm excited to see what that looks like.
Awesome. Marshall Repp, a decent amount of last year's defensive squad returns. And you've got Nathan Van Zee and Valentine Awasum back on the defensive line. Cody Kilson, Austin Warner return to the secondary along with yourself. Talk to me about how last year's success on defense can translate into this season.
It's definitely going to be hard to replace Josh Swar and Goose in the secondary and on the defensive line. But having that experience up front and in the secondary as well, it's going to be a lot easier to train the new guys to fill in those roles, both in the front line and in the secondary as well. We're going to be working a lot of different guys into our linebacking core. Specifically with the change of our defense, it's going to be a lot different, but I think we'll be able to change some guys around and just work to their strengths to help our defense be the best that we can be at the end of the season.
In your opinion, what needs to be improved on the defensive front from the defensive side of the ball from last year?
Okay, I think our secondary is going to be really solid. We didn't allow a lot of deep passes this last season, but I think our linebacking core, we're going to need to do a better job of stopping the run, as well as our secondary. We're going to need to learn how to come downhill really hard on the defensive side of the ball to be able to stop that run, specifically when we play teams like Scholastica and Greenville. We're going to need to learn how to fill those gaps and stop that outside run. So,
being incoming seniors, what's something each of you has learned from the prior year's leaders, and what do you hope to give or share with the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen on this year's team?
I think one thing that I really learned from the seniors of the past years is how much of a difference even simple mundane interaction with underclassmen makes a difference. Like, my freshman year, it was a rough year. We had, we were 1-8, and there was just a lot of issues going on. But one of the seniors, Kirby Sunday, just really reached out to me, and we only saw each other on special teams, but just working with him and just that interaction really was one of the highlights of that season. And it just made me realize that, just investing all the time you can with the younger players is going to make a big difference, because they remember that, because I remember that from coming in as a freshman.
Great. Marshall?
For me, it's the same thing. Just seniors investing in the younger players, as they should in this program. When I was a freshman, older guys, veterans like Luke Delane, and Sam Lipa, and Big O on the defense, just investing in the younger players, asking them to come to their houses, watch football games on Sundays, just interacting with them outside of the football atmosphere is amazing. And guys like us that are now seniors, we don't forget stuff like that. So those younger players, they don't forget that either. And just showing them what it's like to be on a Christ-like football team compared to maybe what they experienced in high school is kind of what we're taking as our job as seniors to do.
You're both wearing new shirts today. How hard has it been to get used to the new name for the school?
I mean, it's a name. It's, sometimes you have to catch yourself. It's like, UNW, but it's, it's been a pretty seamless transition. It seems like everybody's really, gotten all that changeover figured out pretty well during the summer. I've been working here this summer, so I've seen that switch happen, but, it's not, we're still the same football team we were the last 20 years.
Awesome. Anything for you, Marshall?
I think it's going to be fun saying we play for the University of Northwestern. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for that new name when we come out of the gates for our games. It's going to be fun. I think fans and players, incoming players, are going to love it. And I don't think it's been too much of a struggle as a transition, so I'm super excited for the season.
Awesome. Well, good luck. We'll see you out there on the field.
Thank you.